All right, Patrick Tuohey. Mike Kehoe wins the primary for Missouri governor on the Republican side. 99.99% chance he will be the next governor. I said last night on Channel 5 that this is a very good thing for the Chiefs and the Royals because he was the one of the three that was willing to use, as he would call it, tools in the state toolbox to potentially help these teams stay here. How do you analyze it?
Well, what he has said about economic development subsidies and how, he's suggesting that teams increase economic activity just tells me that he doesn't know what he's talking about on this issue. He's giving kind of the standard answer that politicians all over the country give, which is, the teams drive economic development, they create jobs. We know that's not true. And that's not a right-wing talking point or a left-wing talking point. That is just the result of decades now of economic analysis. But politicians like to pretend that this is a job creator or a wealth creator for taxpayers. It absolutely isn't. So when I hear him say that, I think, all right, this is just kind of standard pablum that we hear from politicians. I hope he's pressed on it because it will tell us going forward whether he really understands the issue at hand or whether this is just a Missouri pride issue. And again, if this just comes down to a Missouri pride issue, if a candidate were to say, look, we're going to spend billions of dollars to make ourselves feel better, that is an honest argument and that is a defensible argument. But if he wants to say it's going to create jobs or it's good for taxpayers, that is a dishonest and wrong argument.
So you'd rather him just say, hey, screw Kansas. We want to keep these teams here.
Right. And I, by the way, I think voters would react to that. I think voters would say, yeah, we want to win this. And again, that's a defensible argument. But when you start saying that it's good for taxpayers or it's good for the economy, now you're just in la-la land because none of that is true.
So I think this is going to be an interesting next few months because now that the primary is over, I wonder if Parson does something along these lines. I mean, I said I heard this a week ago or so that there could be some movement on a special session in Missouri.
Yeah.
To basically create something. Maybe it's something like a star bond that Kansas has for sports teams. I've been hearing that may start picking up some steam.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Again, I could believe anything when it comes to these deals. Conservatives who say that they don't want to create special carve-outs for businesses, that they're against big government, all that stuff goes out the window when we talk about sports teams. What we need to do is stick to our guns. Say, look, we want to create an economic environment that is great for all businesses and be competitive with not just Kansas, but with Illinois, with all our border states, and draw businesses here that way. When we start picking out, if you're a football team, we're going to give you special consideration, or if you're a baseball team, we're going to give you special consideration, you end up picking winners and losers, you distort the market, and you spend taxpayer money for billionaires that they don't need. And that's not something that any small government conservative should be championing.
One thing I know for a fact, though, is that these teams, they don't want to do anything with a vote anymore.
Oh, I'm sure
they got so, I mean, I was talking to people about it, late last week. They got so embarrassed. They were so shocked by that result in April. They want nothing to do with anything on a ballot anymore. Well, but anything in Missouri is going to have to go to a ballot if we're talking about sales taxes and things like that.
Well, of course, nobody wants anything to go to a vote. I wouldn't either if I could get free money without having to explain to people why it's good for them. And I'm glad to hear that they're embarrassed because they absolutely should be. It's shocking ineptitude in that April 2 vote. I don't know if it was hubris or just bad data. I don't know what it was.
I think they got a lot of bad data from a lot of dumb people. None of them were local, by the way. No, a lot of them were not local.
I heard you talking about that earlier. No, they were all, you spend a bunch of money on the East Coast stuff. They come in and they just don't get it. And then even the people they had locally were just saying stupid things. And so, again, I'm excited about Mike Kehoe being in the general election. I think he's a good man. But he has got to have a better answer on this particular issue than just economic development because we know it's not true.
Someone texted in saying, Tuohey's the reason Missouri loses every major pro sports team they ever had.
Well, I've only been here since 2005, but thank you for that. That is flattering. I'm wildly... Well, look, if people want to pay me to keep my mouth shut, you can give them my email address.
I'm just letting you know what the text line says. Now you know what I deal with 4 hours every day. I go home and I cry myself to sleep every night reading the text line. No, we love having you in, Patrick. Thank you as always for the time, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Very good. Take care.
All right, Patrick Tuohey of the Show Me Institute and contributor for the Kansas City Star. How about that? We'd love to see it.